Well, it's certainly been a challenging road. Taking the path of cornhole is something that only about 1 in every 500 million people do, and do successfully. And along the road, I've suffered a lot of hatred and mockery. I've had many of my individual boards defaced. I've had bags torn into shreds. I've been publicly humiliated, but through it all, I think through these challenges and overcoming them, I've become a better man.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's not real easy growing up in Northern Virginia. People just aren't that excited about cornhole. They really don't. I think it's that they don't understand it.
One time, actually, I went down to the schoolyard and I was playing cornhole just on my own, and someone ended up opening one of the cornhole bags, and they actually, with incredible foresight, planted each kernel in the cornhole bag in my backyard, disallowing me from practicing cornhole that upcoming spring, obviously, as there's no place for me to practice in my yard.
Oh yeah, it's definitely tough, especially in an area like this. I mean, you get a lot of anger and impatience, especially with other people, other athletes. I think
I definitely got a lot of hate from the soccer players, especially the field hockey players. They made fun of the way that I chose my path, and I think it really hurt them that I decided not to go with the contact sport, but a sport that really spoke to my soul.
I mean, they try to take me down with cornhole's not a real sport. You're just tossing a bag, but it's so much more. There's so much more that goes into it, so.
I always knew when I was little that I had a special talent when I would play with my dad, who was also a great cornhole player, and my granddad, who introduced it during many wars. I realized that they just had passed on their talents to me, and not to my siblings, of course, but I got the full 100% of the talent and just was thanking them. I think I was maybe 3 years old when I first made my first hole in one, basically 3 points. And I knew that since I was 3 and it was 3 points, it was just naturally meant to be. I was from far back and I just launched it, and I knew once it sunk, it was the game for me.
Well, it's a classic tale, much like most of the major cornholers. I grew up not really thinking much of the sport, but as time progressed, there's only so much, you can't really keep yourself from the bags and the boards, you know?
Well, I would like to say this to all you cornholers out there. Cornhole is more than just chucking a bag of beans on a board. Cornhole is a delicate art. It requires precision, skill, and intensity, and frankly, athleticism too.
Definitely work on strength, arm strength. It's a really big factor, doing push-ups and just keeping up with a male-dominant sport is really intense. Also just knowing, putting your whole soul into the game is really important. You gotta be all into it with your costume, have the right partner.
So my advice to the young people out there would be to stay in school, work hard, eat right, train hard, and maybe, just maybe, one day you can be at the level that I was when I won the championship.
Okay, to all you guys out there who want to be the next great cornhole player, here's what I'd say. Be realistic with yourselves. Know that it takes a certain amount of athletic prowess to actually get to the top. So if you're not naturally as gifted, it's okay. Go into announcing, refereeing. Unfortunately, there's just a certain amount of athletic talent necessary to being a cornhole championship. But if you think you have it, then give everything you have to cornhole, because it gives itself right back. It gives itself right on back.
Well, I would like to say this to all you cornholers out there. Cornhole is more than just chucking a bag of beans on a board. Cornhole is a delicate art. It requires precision, skill, and intensity, and frankly, athleticism too. And me and Patrick are gonna bring all of those things to the table, and you guys better be ready.
The older cornholers, those who claim to be more experienced, they want that position back, and they get scared of us like challenging it. But I mean, it's where we deserve to be. We're greater than they are, and I think last year it proved that. So there's really not all that much pressure to me, just seeing as it's where I'm meant to be. It's where we're meant to be because we won.
And just making sure, like, in the end, you don't choose the game, but it chooses you. And it's just a really important thing to keep in mind.